Have you ever wanted to try something new or do something different with your life? Like there's this insatiable urge to express yourself. I think that we all go through that every now and then. And we tend to sit and get in our heads and we'll pick apart what that could be and try to figure it out from a black and white, what's in front of us analytical standpoint, while we're trying to process who we are and where we want to go based on other outside observations. But as I'm going through my own inner journey and determining my next steps in life, the things I want to enjoy, the people I want to be around, the experiences I want to have, the money I want to make, I'm beginning to realize that it's not necessarily from a mental standpoint that I should be tapping in and raising my antennas and figuring out what direction that I need to go in. It's actually from a heart base, a feeling, a soulful place, something beyond what's right in front of me. And so I take the time and I sit with myself and I try to feel the things that I enjoy and feel where I've been and give a sense of gratitude to those things, but also open myself up and allowing myself to bring in new experiences, new ideas, and new people for my new path, my new walk, the new things that I want to enjoy. And I still read the headlines. I still listen to the radio. I still listen to my favorite music. I still read and all of those wonderful things. Of course, I'm a lot more selective in regards to what I'm taking in. And that's only because I want to be 100% sure that what I'm giving and putting out there into the world is just as beneficial and it's just as positive. I mean, I'm human. I still get pissed off about things, but I'm no longer responding to those things in a sense of angst and anger and desperation. And that word right there, desperation, over the past week or so, that has been in my, I guess you could say, my emotional dictionary. And I've been identifying what that particular energy feels like when I'm making my decisions or when I'm contemplating and creating ideas and where are they coming from? When I'm deciding that I want to go after something, is it out of an act of desperation? And I'm learning to remove those things, or I should not necessarily say those things, but I'm learning to no longer act from that place. And the reason I'm doing that is because when you act out of desperation, you're not seeing things clearly and you can make a decision that's not in your best interest. I didn't want to say you make a wrong decision because every decision and every choice that you make is either something of benefit to you or it's a hard lesson learned. So you can always get something from everything that you do. It was always there for you. You made the choice. But how do you make those choices that are more conducive to the overall outcome of your life and your emotional state and your mental well-being and your spiritual space? By removing desperation. And as I go back to what I initially began to discuss was when you're moving on and you're evolving in your own life, it's so much more gratifying, rewarding, and it's an easier process when you're doing it and you're removing that desperation and that anxiety and you're thinking clearly and you're taking some time to ponder what your next moves are, but you're listening to your heart. You're listening to your soul. You're not listening to all of the people around you that'll have a decision based on your life, based on what they would do. They're not you. So this week, I would like for you to take time and when you feel a sense of desperation, let's try to remove it. You're not desperate for anything. Yes, there is survival and there are things that you need, your food, your water. But even attaining those things, when you do it from an act of desperation, sometimes you'll miss the opportunity or the way that you can get it because you're putting up these blockers. And I look at that particular form of energy as you building a wall to keep the blessings from coming your way. So this week, we are going to begin removing desperation, that particular energy from inside us, from around us. And we're not going to project and we're not going to take it in. So that's going to be our practice for today. I am Kenya Zandrowicz, and you just received your homework.